Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum taș și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial, loial. Restul voia să orice spui să mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Sipim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De ale, de ale, de ale, de ce ale, 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 nu știu ce să aleg, de ce ale, 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 ale. Nu te teme de moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-și viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, yeah. De ale, de ale, de ale, de ale, de ce ale, 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 ale.
Știi, avem o singură viață și
nu știu ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. One life, 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 one life. Learn it, love it, live it. One life, one life, one life. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum taș și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial, loial. Restul voia să orice spui să mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Sipim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De ale, de ale, de ale, de ce ale, 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 ale. note că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune tot ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea rasna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, de alei, de alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei.
Știi, avem o singură viață și nu
știu
prea
ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Hi and welcome everyone to another deadline stream on this channel, just ahead of Game Week 24 of Fantasy Premier League. Thanks a lot for joining so early. Hello Zvail, Van Ichvan, thanks a lot for joining. Hopefully every one of you guys is doing well. Yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, I'm well. Yeah, my rank in FPL is not amazing at the moment, 251k, something like that. So this season is not the best season, but other than that, yeah, I'm doing well. Excited for a new game week. And yeah, we're moving into the right direction finally. So hopefully now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I made already a transfer. We're going to discuss about that in a minute. This was one of the toughest game weeks for me in terms of what should I actually do. And yeah, let's see. Hopefully nothing is going to backfire. Hi, what is Manji? Hi, Mkaki, Dennis the Man. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. Hello, bro. Hi, Waris. Thanks a lot for joining, man. Also, Oluwapelumi. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm fine. Just started the stream. We have a lot of time till the deadline, 2 hours and 20 minutes, something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty much locked in. So today we can answer. We are answering all the questions anyway in every stream. But today, again, if you want me to send, if you want me to look at your teams, send me your teams on Twitter, on X, everywhere you want. If you have any questions, yeah, we're going to answer them. Any City leagues? I have Nunes, Cherky, Haaland. Are City playing today? I forgot about that. Let me just see. No leagues yet. Yeah, Man City are not playing today, so probably we're not going to get any leagues. But I can try to show you the most likely lineup for Manchester City. I mean, again, it's Man City. We're never going to be sure who's going to start or not, but we can try to predict that. You have Nunes, Cherky, and Haaland. Cherky, again, Haaland, I think that he's a keep. Again, if you want to sell Haaland to upgrade elsewhere, if that's going to massively upgrade your team, then I don't mind it. But for most cases, you're going to sell Haaland and you're going to have 5 millions in the bank. And what are you going to do with that money? Because at the moment, Palmer, Saka, Mohamed Salah are not in amazing forms, let's say. So you don't have anything else to upgrade. So I would keep Haaland. I think that he's going to start surely against Spurs, so don't worry too much about Haaland. Van Ichvan. Nunes and Cherky. Again, I would expect probably Nunes to start. Sorry, tomorrow, not City. Arsenal, I have Timber and Rice, and I captain Rice at the moment. Yeah, we're going to see if we get any leaks. At the moment, what we know so far, and it was a little bit unusual from Arteta, he said that Timber and Saliba are fine, and usually he doesn't give us a lot of information. So I would be really shocked if Timber is not going to start for Arsenal, considering that he was pretty much rested in the Champions League. And the Rice, I bought Rice. Spoiler alert, I bought Rice last night, so I think that is going to start. Bro, now I'm on 5th place in your league. Congrats on that. What is Manji? It means that you're doing really good this season. Hi, Turkana Hit. Big up from Kenya, by the way. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot. It means a lot to me. And big up from Romania here from me. Now let me just show you my team, put my team on screen, and then yeah, we can discuss a little bit. So Sanchez, Timber, Mukiele, Gay, perfectly nice defense. Semenyo, Enzo, Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Evanilson, Delap, Haaland. Recommend changes. Delap is a 1 week punt roll. Yeah, I probably would say that Delap is most likely to start for Chelsea. I think that again, Joao Pedro could start, but I think that it's a little bit tricky. So if you're considering buying Joao Pedro, again, it's okay if you want to punt for the next 4 gamings, but I'm just not sure if he's going to start in gaming 24. So yeah, Delap is fine. Other changes, yeah, Van Nistelrooy, Delap, Haaland perfectly fine. Semenyo, Enzo, Rice, Bruno perfectly fine. Timber, Mukiele, Gay, yeah, I would just roll with that team. Honestly, Turkana hit. I mean, your team is looking perfectly fine. Now, Gay, I'm not 100% sure Man City are going to keep a clean sheet against Spurs, but Gay, if you have him into your team, he's probably a really nice option considering that he plays for Man City, although the fixtures are pretty bad. He's a good player. He's a good value pick at that price. So yeah, no changes. Evan Nilsson is fine. Yeah, other than that, everything is fine. Not starting Lacroix at the moment. No, at the moment I'm leaning towards starting Virgil van Dijk, as you can see. Herlotsville. Now, I think that it's a really close decision. You could argue that Lacroix is better for DEFCON than Van Dijk, and he has a slightly better fixture, I would say. But at the moment, I don't know. It's really strange what's happening at Crystal Palace at the moment. Mateta is not going to start this game. Gay is gone to Man City, so I think that Lacroix is still a decent option, but Virgil van Dijk at home to Newcastle, again, me being a Liverpool fan, that helps a little bit with that decision. And the thing is, if I'm going to keep Van Dijk, I'm going to start him. I don't think that's such a bad fixture. We saw Liverpool can turn up in some big games. We know that they can defend well. Now, I know it was really frustrating as a Virgil van Dijk owner in the last few game weeks, except in game week 23 when he finally scored. But yeah, it's the only benching headache for me is who to start, Virgil van Dijk or Lacroix. And I don't know. I thought about playing Elliot Anderson instead of Thiago, but am I really going to bench a penalty taker? I'm not so sure if I can do that. And I bought Rice. My transfer for this week was Soboslai to Rice. So I still have one free transfer left. I could sell Virgil van Dijk to Chalobah, which was my actual plan, my original plan, but I'm just not sure if I want to go for Chalobah just for 4 gamings. That's the only problem. But please let me know in the comments. Also, one reason to roll the second free transfer and have 2 free transfer next gaming. I want to leave myself the option open to buy Brian Mbeumo in gaming 25. And if I'm going to have 2 free transfer, I can buy Mbeumo by selling Elliot Anderson and selling Hugo Ekitike if I decide I want to sell Ekitike. If I'm going to buy Chalobah by selling Virgil van Dijk, then I won't be able to buy Mbeumo just for a -4, and I don't want to take a -4. So yeah. Hey Dennis, hi VJ, Surya, Aditya, thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciated. Tottenham and Liverpool are not looking good defensively and in general. I mean, yeah, I understand Turkana hit. I'm a Liverpool fan. I know this was really bad. Leo, thanks a lot for subscribing to this channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for joining the stream in the first place. So I know, as a Liverpool fan, trust me, I know that Liverpool were really bad this season, but I think that actually the people are making Liverpool look even worse than they really are. I mean, they finished third in the Champions League. Now it doesn't really matter what they are doing in the Champions League, right? We're playing Fantasy Premier League here, but I think that Liverpool are way better than Spurs anyway. If we talk about Liverpool and Spurs, and I know they didn't keep a clean sheet against Burnley, they didn't keep clean sheets in the easier fixtures, but they kept clean sheets against Arsenal, against Real Madrid, against tougher oppositions, and they are looking, not because they won against Karabakh 6-0, but they are, I don't know, I just hope that they are going to play better, and I think that we can see signs of that. Which is prior, Timber or Mbeumo to bring in? Already have Gabriel and Bruno Fernandes. Hi Gita Advani, thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciated. Now, Arsenal are going to double. Arsenal are going to double in gaming 26, so it really depends. If you really want to have Timber long term, then probably Timber. Again, if I have to to tell you which one I would rather have for Gaming 24 probably is Brian Mbeumo, because probably he's going to play as a number 9 for Manchester United, and I always rate to have an attacker rather than a defender. So if you want to delay that move to Timber, you can just buy Mbeumo for Gaming 24 and have a plan to buy Timber or any other Arsenal defender for the double gaming, because in Gaming 26 everybody should aim to have 3 Arsenal players. That would be my advice. I'm wary of Palace because of the players who have left, plus Mateta wants out and the manager is also leaving. I'm not sure Palace players are worth it. Again, I'm going to keep Lacroix, Turkana Heat, just because they have some nice fixtures. Let me just see if I can. They have some nice fixture, so that's why I'm still keeping Lacroix for the moment. They are playing Burnley and Wolverhampton in Gaming 26-27, so I don't want to sell Lacroix before that because he's a good option for me. But surely, if you don't trust the Crystal Palace defense or team in general, you don't need to force yourself to buy Crystal Palace players. Let me get that straight. But Daniel Munoz, again, if you want to take a punt, I think that he's still a decent option. So yeah, 2 free transfer help you with Chelsea double gaming 26. I'm rolling this week as well. Yeah, that's the thing. If you guys somehow don't know that, we have a confirmed provisional double gaming. So what does that mean? Chelsea or Arsenal are going to double in gaming 26. That's certain. Now, which one of them is going to double? It depends who's going to go to the Carabao Cup final, which is going to be played next week. So Arsenal obviously are the favorites to do that. So most likely we're going to have an Arsenal double gaming. But if Chelsea somehow beat Arsenal, suddenly Chelsea are going to double. Chelsea and Everton are going to double in gaming 26. So that's another reason to roll the free transfer, because let's say Chelsea are going to go through to the final, they are going to double. Suddenly I want to go probably for Palmer or for some Chelsea players. So that way I can have 2 free transfer next gaming to be prepared to do that. And yeah, pretty much that's the tough process. Hi Chandri Balu, thanks a lot for joining. Hi, my team for this week is Raya, Timber, Mukiele, O'Reilly, Wilson, Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Guimaraes, Rice, Haaland, Ekitike, Thiago, Did Saka and Cherky to Fernandes and Rice for -4 thoughts. Why doesn't my full comment show up? I'm not sure, but I'm seeing a comment from you. Now, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, Chandri Balu. I wouldn't have done I wouldn't sell Saka for -4 in the first place. Honestly, I think that he's going to start definitely against Leeds. He was rested in the Champions League. So, yeah, but again, for the long run, it's okay. And you also bought Bruno Fernandes, which is fine. If you're going to captain him, that's okay. But you have also some problems in your team, like O'Reilly and Bruno Guimaraes, who are doubts for this gaming, I would say. I mean, not O'Reilly, but Bruno Guimaraes, definitely, he's a doubt with an injury. But other than that, your team looks okay. Bench one, Wilson, Thiago, or Ekitike. So surely, if you're keeping Ekitike, I wouldn't bench him, but that's tough. That's tough. So Wilson is playing against Man United. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. I didn't have Wilson all season, but I would definitely play, I think, Ekitike, and then between Wilson and Thiago, probably Thiago because he's on penalty. So I would bench Wilson in that case. Tijan Lumar. Hi Yukesh Edis, thanks a lot for joining. A lot of comments at the moment. Sorry guys if I take some time to respond to all of them, but yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Hey Dennis, I play wildcard, have Sanchez, Gabriel, Cash, Mukiele, Rogers, Bruno, my captain Enzo, Soboslai, Haaland, and Joao Pedro. Hi Yukesh Edits, as I said before, you on your comments on my videos, bench is Raya, Richards, Harry Wilson, and Krupi. Any thoughts? As I said before, I'm going to say the same thing to you. I don't think that I would go with 2 expensive goalkeepers in Raya and Sanchez, but if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. But I just don't think that I would do that personally. I wouldn't have Soboslai on a wild card, and I'm just not sure if I would have Joao Pedro. Now, what I would do, as you see from my info and news section here on the down on the left, I would try to have Cole Palmer probably on a wildcard. I would take that risk because I think that the obvious reason to use the wildcard in Gaming 24 is to have some Chelsea players, right? So yeah, I would have probably Palmer, Enzo, and Chalobah from Chelsea, but that's just my opinion. Again, your team other than that looks great. Denis, Gabriel plus Lacroix plus Hill start and Dorgu bench, or Gabriel plus Hill plus Chaloba -4 and Lacroix bench. Yeah, I wouldn't take a -4 to buy Chaloba if that's your answer. I would just play Lacroix. I think that Lacroix is a perfectly good option to play in Gaming 24. Really good for DEFCON. Even with a slightly chance of a clean sheet for Crystal Palace, I would say decent fixture. I wouldn't take a -4 to buy Chaloba, honestly. Thanks, no problem, Gita Advani. Problem with Liverpool, no right backs available. Fit center backs available is Van Dijk. Kerkez looks a shadow of self. I feel like Liverpool assets are not worth it, lol. Turkana hit what I want to add here. Thanks a lot for the comments. Konate is back with the squad, so Konate is going to play alongside Virgil van Dijk, I would assume, tonight against Newcastle. So it's going to be Kerkez, Van Dijk, Konate, and we could see Endo. We could see Endo playing the right back, but of course Soboslai would play right back. So yeah, I had 3 Liverpool players before tonight, and the one I sold was Soboslai because I think that Soboslai is not a player I will want to have long term. Now that he lost penalties, he's likely to play at some points in the game as a right back. But just remember, guys, Soboslai scored 13 points last game week, and even if he played as a right back, he still scores 13 points because obviously of the free kicks potential. So yeah, I agree with you. Liverpool, definitely, if you don't have Liverpool players, definitely don't buy Liverpool players ahead of Newcastle and City. But after that, the fixtures are going to be better. So if you have Ekitike, if you have Virgil van Dijk, you could make a case to keep them. But it really depends on your team because, again, I'm willing to have Virgil van Dijk for the next 2, have a slightly weaker defense in order to prioritize, I don't know, to see what's going to happen in the semi-final of the Carabao, which team is going to double Chelsea, Arsenal, and leave myself the options open to buy players like Brian Mbeumo, even someone like Cole Palmer, uh, in the detriment of my defense, obviously, because next game week, if you look at my defense, it's going to be Gabriel. Lacroix is going to play against Brighton, I think. Van Dijk is going to play against City. Alderete is going to play against Arsenal, and Dorgu is injured. So my defense is going to be pretty bad next game week. But again, if I don't know, Arsenal are going to beat Chelsea and they are going to double, then I could just make a defensive transfer next game week to sell, I don't know, Dorgu or Virgil van Dijk to someone like Cash, someone like Senesi, someone like Chaloba. So yeah, I just want to roll this week and see what's going to happen. Bench 1, Wilson, Thiago, Ekitike. I would bench Wilson, as I said before, Tijan Umar. Wolves look like they are on a mini resurgence. Yeah, Wolverhampton are definitely playing better, and if that's the case, owning Palace assets only suits the Burnley game because Brighton and Forest won't be light work based on how Palace have been. Yeah, true, Turkana hit. Thanks a lot for the comments. Yeah, I agree totally with you. Wolverhampton are playing better, and again, I wouldn't buy probably Crystal Palace players, only Munoz if you really want to take a punt because we know that how attacking he is. But since I have Lacroix, I'm just going to keep him for the next few fixtures because my other defenders aren't any better. So it really depends on you. If you have players like Richards on the bench, perfectly fine to keep them. But if not, yeah, I wouldn't buy Lacroix. I wouldn't buy Richards definitely. Hi, Ahil Sayed. Thanks a lot for joining. Gay or Carafiori, who should start? I would be tempted to start Calafiori, definitely. Arsenal are the better defense. They have the better fixture. But is Calafiori going to start? He started in the Champions League, right? Calafiori. Now, the only worry for me with Calafiori would be if he's going to start, is he going to play 60 minutes? Yeah, I don't know. I think that I would risk it with Calafiori, but let's just wait. We're going to look at some teams. We're going to look at some predicted lineups. Let's see how the pros are thinking about the Arsenal lineup and if we get some leaks. So yeah, at the moment I would say I would play Calafiori, but let's just wait a little bit. Hi, the office. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks, no problem. How are you doing? Star Bowen or Elliot Anderson? I am playing Chaloba, so it will be a attacker versus a defender. Good point, good point. I think that I would start Chaloba ahead of Bowen personally, And in that case, probably I would start Elliot Anderson, although Bone is a penalty taker, so it could backfire a hillside, but yeah. Hey bro, hi Mick Pisans, thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciate it. Hey bro, should I start O'Reilly, Collins or Anderson? Collins is playing against Aston Villa, Anderson is playing against Man United, and O'Reilly is playing against Spurs. So I think that I will start Collins, honestly. Good for DEFCON. Uh, Also Anderson is good for DEFCON, but if one is going to keep a clean sheet, I don't think that any of those three defenders is going to keep a clean sheet, honestly, O'Reilly, Collins, or Anderson. But I think that I would go for Collins just because he's amazing for DEFCON and he has some attacking threat. Also, am I late? No, you're not late. We have 2 hours to discuss before the deadline. Tempted to captain Enzo or Rogers or even Rice, as there are too many people captaining Haaland Bruno. I mean, I get it. I wanted to captain Bruno. At the moment, my captaincy is on Bruno Fernandes, but it seems like everyone is captaining Bruno Fernandes at the moment. Again, you don't need to go a hillside different just for the sake of it. If you think that Enzo or Rogers are better captaincy options than Bruno Fernandes and Haaland, then just go with it. Now, if you want my opinion, I think that I would rather captain Haaland or Bruno Fernandes than to captain Rogers, definitely. If Palmer is going to start, and I think that it's likely he's going to start, Enzo is not going to be on penalty, so that would put me off a little bit. And I just think that Bruno is better than Enzo for the captaincy, but again, that's just my opinion. Ideal plan is to wildcard around 30, 31 thoughts. Ideal plan would be to wildcard 32. Now, again, every team is different, so I can't be here with you and say that, yeah, this is the best strategy, but in gaming 31 we're going to have a blank gaming, so that's why the most popular strategy is going to be to dead end your team in gaming 31. What does that mean? Just buy players who are going to have a fixture in 31 and then wildcard in gaming 32, bench boost in gaming 33 or wherever a double gimmick is going to be, and free it in other gimmick when we're also going to have a double gimmick or a blank gimmick. So the ideal situation, the most popular strategy is going to be to dead end in gaming 31 and wildcard in gaming 32, but every team is different. If, I don't know, you have 6 players who are injured, definitely just wildcard now in gaming 24. But yeah. Hi Luca de Gabriel, thanks a lot for joining, guys. 28 people on the live. Thanks a lot, guys, for turning up on the stream. Please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and obviously if you enjoyed the stream, it really means a lot and it would be really helpful. Hi Dennis, I have Enzo, Bruno, Rogers, Rice, Anderson, Gabriel Tarkovsky, Richards, Ekitike Haaland with Anderson on the bench. Should I sell Dorgu for Chalobah with 1.7 minutes in the bank and 1 free transfer, or roll? I don't see who are your goalkeepers. Your midfield is all right, really good. Gabriel Tarkovsky, Richards. I mean, you could sell Dorgo to Chalobah. Definitely that's going to improve your team, but it really depends on your plans. Do you have Raya? Also, do you have 3 Arsenal players? Do you want to leave your options open in gaming 25 to buy maybe someone like Mbeumo, to buy, I don't know, some Chelsea players if they are going to double in 26? But if not, Dorgo to Chalobah, yeah, makes a lot of sense, and just play Chalobah instead of Richards probably. That's definitely better than your actual team. Play Virgil van Dijk or Richards. Now, as you can see from my team, I'm playing Virgil van Dijk over Lacroix. So, yeah, I think that there's not such a big difference between them, Van Dijk, Lacroix. At the moment, I'm playing the guy who plays at home, who has some attacking threat, who, I don't know, doesn't have the better fixture definitely against Newcastle, but yeah, I'm playing Van Dijk over Richards. Radim Brown, thanks a lot for joining. Hey man, in your opinion, is it better to try Ryan Munoz or Sanchez and Timber on wildcard? Gabriel is a lock, of course. Now, on a wildcard, the best trio from Arsenal is Timber, Gabriel, and Rice from my point of view, so I would just go with that. But if you don't want to take a risk, if you think that Timber is going to be benched at some point, if you think that he's more, I don't know, risky for minutes than Raya, definitely, you can go for Raya. But on a wildcard, I would go Sanchez and Timber. And Gabriel obviously is a lock on every wildcard. Hello, dropping in for a while. Thanks a lot for joining. Not Nepo, really appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing fine. Govin Dragovin, Sami, greetings. Issue is this gaming, no Bruno Fernandes, Enzo Chaloba, Timber, Rogers, or Mbeumo. I have one free transfer. Who to prioritize? Can take -4 if need be. Out goes Gordon, Jorginho, Hall, 4 million in the bank. Now, what I will say to you, none of these players are essential, I would say. Now, all these players are really good players. Uh, if I need to prioritize one of them, it would be Bruno Fernandes, probably, if you also want to captain him. If you don't want to captain him, then probably still Bruno Fernandes. I think that he's the player you should prioritize. You don't need to take a -4. I don't think that you need to take a -4 to buy Enzo, who's not 100% guaranteed to start this game week, I would say. I wouldn't take a -4 for Chaloba, Timber, Rogers, or Mbeumo. So again, if you can just buy Bruno Fernandes and decide next game week which other players you want to buy, that's also fine. I don't think that I would take a -4, as I said before, for Enzo, Rogers, Chaloba, but yeah, if you want to take it, obviously I think that all those players are really good. And in order to prioritize Bruno Fernandes, I think Enzo Fernandez, Rogers, Timber, Chaloba, Mbeumo. That would be my order probably. But again, like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, thanks a lot, VJ, for helping me. What do you think about Gabriel captain? I don't mind it. But I'm not sure if I never captain a defender in FPL, so I'm not maybe the right person to ask. I think that we have, look at my team, so many good captaincy options. I think that I would rather captain Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and maybe even Enzo Fernandez before captaining Gabriel. But again, it's up to you. He has goal threat. Arsenal are the best defense in the Premier League. They are keeping a lot of clean sheets away from home. Again, it's just that thought about what happens if Leeds just score a goal, a penalty, a fluke goal, and suddenly you're losing that clean sheet, and then you're relying on some attacking returns from Gabriel, which I know that he's getting a lot of goals. He got a lot of goals this season, but that's not going to happen every game. So yeah, I don't mind it if you want to take that chance, but I just prefer Bruno Fernandes or Erling Haaland to Gabriel. Not Nepo. For wildcard active players, is Munoz a good pick? Yeah, Munoz is a good pick. Again, definitely he's not essential or anything like that, but he's a good pick. Again, Daniel Munoz is, I'm never going to say that he's a bad pick. We know how attacking he is. Crystal Palace are a decent defense. I know that there's a mess at the moment at that club, but they're not going to suddenly become Burnley or something like that. You get my idea. So yeah, Munoz is a good pick on a wild card. It really depends how risky you want to go, and which defenders are you not buying because you're buying Munoz. Donnarumma and Dubravka are my goalkeepers. Okay, Luka de Gabriel, then I would try to have 3 Arsenal players as soon as possible. Now, you could wait till gaming 25. Let's see which team is going to double, Arsenal or Chelsea, and then decide. But yeah, I said my team. Can you check it? Yes, of course. Just let me finish with these questions, and then we're going to move and try to look at your teams. Bro, please rate my teams. Anthony, send me your team on Twitter or X, and we're going to take a look at that. Don't worry. Rodrigo Candido, thanks a lot also for joining. Would you start Anderson, Nottingham Forest, over Krupi? Krupi plays well, so it's tempting, but Anderson is so secure in points. I think that I would start Anderson probably, because I'm just not sure about the minutes for Krupi. Quickly dropping my team. Petrovic, Gabriel, Timber, Ballard, Chaloba, Wirtz, Garner, Enzo Fernandez, Rogers, Haaland. Great team. Yeah, again, Garner, not such an exciting pick, I would say, but yeah. Yo, Dennis, my man, what's up? Hi, I'm Kaki. I saw you're here. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. I'm doing fine. Thanks a lot for the question. How are you? Tiger Gunnar. Hi, Dennis. Are you going to be live streaming in 45 minutes as I have something to do first? If not, no worries, mate. I'm going to be live streaming for the next 2 hours. So yeah, You can come back, guys, anytime you want. Don't worry about that. Pickford, Dalot, Mukiele, Gabriel, Palmer, Rogers, Jay, Wilson, Fernandez, captain, Bowen and Thiago up front. So Anthony, Swan, Paul, Pickford, Dalot, Mukiele, Gabriel, really nice defense. Palmer, Rogers, and Jay, Wilson, Fernandez, captain, Bowen and Thiago up front. Yeah, I really like your team, Anthony. Again, if you want me to give I don't know, a number, let's say an 8. Let's say an 8 because, yeah, Bowen and Thiago, not great fixtures this gaming, but again, probably just keep Thiago. And I like Njay on penalties. Yeah, I like your team. I like your team overall. Hi Dennis, hi Wesley, fun run. Thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. Benching order, Dubravka, Mane, Bowen, Dorgu. Have I got this right? Definitely Dorgu is going to be the last on your bench. I haven't been keeping up recently. Mane, Bowen, Dorgu. Again, Bowen is a penalty taker, but yeah, I guess it's fine to have Mane first on the bench. Yeah, a better fixture, but that's up to you if you want to start Bowen, who's a penalty taker or not, or have him first on your bench or not. But other than that, yeah, your bench order is fine. Not Nepo. High Glown, Wilson versus Riches, who bench, and Virgil to Gabriel, Ward -4 if I have Timber. Wilson versus Riches, who to bench. I would play Wilson, I think, and Virgil to Gabriel, Ward -4 if I have Timber. I mean, at some point, I think that you definitely need to have Gabriel from Arsenal in your team. Glown. So is it worth a -4 this week? Probably not. Probably, again, every game week you can say it's not worth to take a -4 for Gabriel. If you can buy him for free next game week when Liverpool are going to play Man City, that's perfectly fine. So I don't think that I would take -4 because I think that Van Dijk is a perfectly decent option too. Alderete or Mukiele. Mukiele is the better pick. Pan. If you have the money. Faze Sport, thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciated. I need some differential in the midfield. My rank is 1.9 million, or I buy Rogers and Chalobah templates. I mean, if you want a super differential in midfield, it's going to be Cole Palmer from Chelsea if you have the money to do that. But Rogers, you could go for Mbeumo if you want a more different player, let's say. But yeah, Rogers is perfectly fine. And Chalobah, I'm not so sure if it's going to be, his ownership is going to be super high for this gaming. High part. Anderson, Bruno Gio, João Pedro to start. I wouldn't start Bruno Guimaraes. You don't even know if he's going to start. And Anderson or João Pedro. Is that Anderson from Fulham? Because I was thinking Anderson, Bruno and João not likely to start. Yeah, you're right. Part Bruno and João Pedro, I would say they are not likely to start. But Anderson against Man United, again, it really depends how risky you want to go. If you want to take a risk, just start João Pedro. I wouldn't start Bruno Guimaraes, definitely. If you want to go safe, just play Anderson because with him, you know that he's going to start at least for sure. Hi, Harshi, sorry, Raya, Gabriel, Anderson, Hall, Bruno, Enzo, Wilson, Saka, Raul, Thiago, Haaland, 1 transfer and 1.8 million in the bank. So that's Anderson from Fulham, I would imagine. Bruno, Fernandez, Enzo, Wilson, Saka, Raul, Thiago, Haaland. I mean, I don't know if you want to go for Chalobah to sell someone like Anderson or Hall, that's perfectly fine. If you want to sell Raul Jimenez I mean, it doesn't make sense to sell Raul Jimenez with 1 free transfer. Your midfield is perfectly fine. Harshi, should I wildcard or do transfer every game week? Actually, to the team I sent above. I don't think that you need to wildcard Harshi. I think that your team is perfectly okay. At some point, you need to get rid of Raul Jimenez and maybe Bukayo Saka, but at the moment, definitely it's not a rush to sell him. Hall, Anderson are fine long term. I mean, Hall probably not. So yeah, if you want to sell Hall to a Munoz, to a Chalobah, to a Timber, I like that. I mean, not Timber because you have 3 already. Senesi, Matty Cash. Are we getting team leaks this gaming? I don't know, Mkaki. I'm going to move to Twitter in a minute to see your teams also and see if we're likely to get some leaks. But yeah, I can guarantee you that. We're going if some leaks are going to appear, definitely I'm going to let you know. Cheers, mate, see you in a bit. Thanks a lot, Tiger Gunner, for hopping by. What do you think about Buendia? I mean, he's a nice differential. He's a nice differential, definitely. But honestly, I don't even know what to say. I think that his minutes are okay. Maybe he's not as secured as someone like Morgan Rogers. And he's basically you're relying on him scoring bangers, which again could happen, could not happen. I think that he's okay, but nothing special. Now, if you want to go super different, yeah, I don't mind Emiliano Buendio, honestly. Should I be starting Bowen? I don't think so. If you have Chelsea defenders, I don't think that I will be starting Bowen. I think that Chelsea are likely to keep a clean sheet, but who knows? Who knows, right? Any plan to upgrade Anderson in the coming weeks? Maybe. If I really want to go for Mbeumo, let's say I want to get rid of Ekitike next gaming, then I'm just going to sell Ekitike to a cheap striker and upgrade Anderson to Mbeumo, but or to someone like Cole Palmer if Chelsea are going to double or somehow. But other than that, Elliot Anderson, I really like him honestly as an option. He got me 7, 4, and 5 points in the last 3 gamings. I think that he's really good for that price, 5.3 million. So, or how much his price. So, I'm not in a rush to sell Anderson. The only player who I don't know I'm missing from my midfield probably Mbeumo or Cole Palmer. I really like Bruno Fernandes, Rogers, Enzo, and Rice honestly. So yeah, if I want to go for Mbeumo, yeah, I could upgrade Anderson. That's why I want to have 2 free transfer next gaming to leave myself that option open to sell Anderson to Mbeumo. But I'm not in a rush to sell Anderson. To whom? Yeah, Mbeumo, Palmer. I don't think that there are any other midfielders better, honestly. I mean, not better, but more exciting. Maybe someone like Njae, if Everton are going to double. When is the best time to bench boost? The best, I don't know, the most popular time to bench would be after using your second wildcard and in a double gaming. That would be the best time, but it really depends how the doubles, how the blank gamings are going to fall, and at the moment we don't have that information. So it could be we're going to have the doubles are going to fall in a way you're going to have 15 players who are going to double gaming, and then definitely the best time to bench boost would be with 4 double gaming players, but it could not happen that way, so probably it's not going to happen that way. But other than that, if you have a good bench boost, you could use the bench boost anytime. Hi Denis, how are you? Hi Ibrahim Amayali, thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciate it. I'm not sure if you saw my mail because Ibrahim was one of the guys who supported the channel on Buy Me a Coffee, and I wanted to thank you in person for your support because it really means a lot, and your support hasn't gone unnoticed, to say it like that. So thanks a lot for that if you didn't see my reply. And yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks a lot. How are you? Ride does not make a lot of saves, and for next 4 or 5 gamings, is Sanchez a better option? For the next 4 gamings, definitely Sanchez is a better option. But I'm not going to use 2 free transfer to sell Raya, honestly. But yeah, Sanchez is better for the next 4. Can I play Chow this gaming? I mean, of course you can play Chow this gaming phase 4, but Liverpool away, I know Liverpool were really bad this season, but it's still not a fixture for me to target. Liverpool away. I don't think that Newcastle are going to keep a clean sheet tonight against Liverpool. But yeah, if you're forced to play Chow, it's not going to be the end of the world. All right, thank you, mate. I just think about captaincy now. No problem, not Nepo. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Would you do Van den Berg to Chaloba and Thiago to Evan Nilsson next gaming? No, no. Anthony, the thing is, if you kept Thiago this long, I would just keep him. Because after, I know that the next 3 fixtures are pretty rubbish, but after that, the fixtures are better for Thiago. And actually, the Brentford in general are going to have great fixtures after these 3 fixtures. So I would try to keep Thiago And Vandenberg to Chalobah next game week. I don't know, you're losing a game for Chalobah this game week. And if some, let's say Chalobah is not going to double, I don't think that I would sell Vandenberg to Chalobah. Especially what you can do is to just wait and see if Vandenberg is going to keep his place as a starter, because after these 3 game weeks, you could have a Vandenberg who's starting for Brentford in a really good fixture run. But Thiago, I wouldn't sell him if you kept him this long. I have a good bench today, but should I wait for the doubles and blanks? Let me know how is your bench looking. But in most cases, I would just wait. Yeah, probably Mkeki. Mr. Tactics, thanks a lot for joining. Tarkovsky, Chow, Anderson, Fulham, Thiago, Minte, and Welbeck. Could you choose 3 to start? Yeah, of course, but I assume you need to start some defenders, because if not, probably. Let me just see who are Brighton playing. Everton. Yeah, I think that if you don't need to start the defenders, I would just start Thiago, Minte, and Welbeck. But yeah, the thing is, we don't know exactly 100% if Welbeck is going to start. But if he's starting, definitely I would have him on penalties. Other than that, yeah, let's say I would start Tarkovsky instead of Chow and Anderson, and Thiago and Welbeck, let's say. You're welcome, Dennis. You deserve it. Great content. Thanks a lot, Ibrahim. Really, really appreciate the support. It hasn't gone unnoticed, as I said before. Hi, Josh Joe. Would you start Thiago against Villa away or Harry Wilson against Man United away? It's a really tough decision. I'm going to say Josh Joe. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. I didn't have Harry Wilson this season. But again, if I think it logically, I would start Thiago because he's on penalties. And it's not like Wilson has an amazing fixture, but I would say it's slightly better to play Man United than Aston Villa. But again, I would just start Thiago because he's on penalties. Pretty much that's it. Dennis, can you check my team? I have to go to study. Yeah, for sure. We're going to move to Twitter, guys. So send me your teams on Twitter and we're going to check some teams. I saw Haaland in Game Week 18 and it was the best decision. Congrats. I mean, that's a crazy decision to do in Game Week 18, definitely, because you didn't know that he's going to blank every game week. So yeah, congrats on that. What decision. Start Wilson or Cunha? I would start Cunha, I think, because I think that he's going to start Jack. Now let's move to Twitter. So guys, this is my Twitter account or X account now, Dennis _ FPL. If you want, just send me your teams here on DM, or you can just post on any post of mine. Let's see who sent some teams already. So Herlotsville, you were the first one. Hopefully you're still in the chat. Star Wilson or Raul or someone else. Captain Thiago. Yeah, I wouldn't captain Thiago, definitely Herlotsville. Raul Jimenez against Man United or Wilson. I mean, I think that I will start Wilson, considering he's in better form definitely than Raul Jimenez, but I get it, Raul is on penalties. Other than that, Lacroix, Gabriel Timber, Verbruggen, yeah, your team looks perfectly fine, midfield really good. Yeah, probably I would captain Haaland for your team actually, but yeah, if you want to captain Thiago, just go for it. Other than that, yeah, the team looks okay. And I think that you want to roll. And Batman, The Office, let's rate your team. If you're in a rush, is this wildcard good? Do I change anyone? And who to captain? 0.5 million in the bank. Who to start? Now, I made a wildcard draft this week, guys. If you want to check that video also. I wouldn't have Konsa. I wouldn't have Konsa on the wildcard. If you want an Aston Villa defender, I would just upgrade Konsa to Matty Cash, definitely. Sanchez, Chalobah, Enzo, really nice. I would be tempted to go for Cole Palmer, personally, if you want to take a risk. Now that we know that information, and he's likely to start against West Ham, I would say. So I would try to add Cole Palmer, but that's going to change your team entirely. Timber, Gabriel Rice, definitely the best trio from Arsenal. Haaland, Evan Nilsson, really nice. Reynildo, Krupi Jr., Dewsbury Hall. I mean, your bench is not amazing. I'm going to say that. Sanchez, Kelleher, yeah, is okay. Now, what you're missing, I don't know, those four midfielders are great. If you want to add up Mbeumo or Cole Palmer, that's perfectly fine, but you need to make some sacrifices elsewhere, probably. Um, yeah, I would upgrade Konsa to Metikash, definitely, and then the team is okay if you don't want to go for Mbeumo, Cole Palmer, or any other uh, players. Uh, yeah, that was my thinking as well. Thanks a lot, Josh. Thanks a lot, Josh, for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, my comment is going to help you a little bit. Uh, but it's a tough decision. I'm going to say that I sold Haaland in Game Week 18, and it was, yeah. Uh, Haaland will start performing in Game Week 26. Okay, so you're from the future. Thanks a lot for letting us know. Then I'm just going to keep Haaland, I guess. Hi, Vukek. Thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciate it. Okay, so for Mkaki, should should you bench boost? Is the question. I mean, this is a pretty nice bench boost. For what's worth, I think that I would start Timber instead of Thiago, maybe. Yeah, I think that I would start Timber instead of Thiago if you have him, or I don't know, Timber instead of Funjae or anyone. But again, this is a good this is a good bench boost, honestly. Krupi, I'm expecting him to start. His minutes are not going to be great, but yeah, if this is a good bench boost. Again, so I can't. It's such a tough question for me to say to you, just yeah, use your bench boost. This gaming is going to be the best bench boost you can get, knowing that in the future we're going to get some double gamings. Maybe there's a possibility. Maybe you're going to have a better bench boost in the future, but that's not a guarantee, definitely. So I think that if you want a bench boost, this is a really nice bench boost. Would I be bench boosting though? I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to think what I would do in your place, because for my team, I don't know. I think that I'm pretty set up to with my strategy of bench boosting in a double gaming. But yeah, if you want a bench boost, this is a good one. So yeah, probably that didn't help you at all with your decision. But what can I say? It's a really good bench boost. Who to start? This is another team. Oh, you change your wildcard. Okay. Uh, Timber, Saliba, Rice. I would have Gabriel on a wildcard, definitely. I think that it's more important to have Gabriel on a wildcard than Saliba. I don't think that I would go for Carvert Lewin. Uh, so yeah, you should make that change. I don't know. Saliba to Gabriel, and the yeah, probably you can't afford it, right? But again, I wouldn't wildcard in Gaming 24 without Gabriel, definitely Batman. So try to find another way. Try to find another way. Um, okay, so we answer all the questions or the teams. Let's see if we got any news on Twitter. Thanks, mate. With your help, I'm 11K right now. Really appreciate your suggestions. Um, yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Tactics. Congrats on your rank. That's amazing. And I'm not sure if that's because of me. Obviously, it's your team, so yeah, I don't think that. Hopefully, I help you a little bit. Thanks a lot. I'm really happy about that. Um, yeah, really happy about that. Should I drop Krupi to start both Cunha and Wilson or no? Uh, Wilson or Krupi? I mean, Wilson's minutes are going to be better than Krupi's, I think. So yeah, I mean, again, I would probably start Wilson and Cunha if I had both of them in my team instead of Krupi. But Krupi is a player, if you want to go a little bit different, if you think that he's going to do really well in the limited time he's going to get, uh, I think that he's fine. But yeah, also Wolverhampton are getting better a little bit. So if you want that excuse to bench Krupi Juniors, Wolverhampton are looking better at the moment. So yeah, Haaland captain it is then. Can you check DM please? Yes, of course, Vukek, no problem. Can I send my team on X? Yeah, of course. Guys, please send me your teams on X, on DM, or just post it on my posts, or tag me. And yeah, not enough money. Yeah, I suppose you don't have enough money. So Vukek, would you bench Anderson, and which players should I take out in the future? Uh, Anderson against Man United. Yeah, I would bench Anderson definitely because Mukiele and Gabriel, those would be locked in my team if this was my team. And between Tarkovsky and Anderson, I prefer Tarkovsky, who's also not better, but he's amazing for DEFCON and even maybe better for DEFCON than Anderson. So yeah, I would play Tarkovsky definitely there. Enzo, Wilson, Gordon, Bruno, Palmer, Thiago Haaland. This is a good team. This is a good team. Yeah, this is how I would play it for sure. Which players I would sell in the future? Probably Anthony Gordon, definitely. If you have a spare transfer, you could sell him this game. If not, it's not the end of the world to play him against Liverpool, I guess. But I would look to get rid of Gordon at some point, and yeah, pretty much that's it. You need to add someone like Rice maybe instead of Gordon, and this team looks really good, and that's okay. Other than that, yeah, I would keep Haaland Thiago for now. Wilson is okay. Wilson again, the fixtures for Wilson in the short term are not amazing, but if you have him, if you have a lot of value in him, it's okay. He's a really good value player, obviously. So yeah, I really like this team. Vukek, honestly, it's pretty on point, I would say. I can DM. Then just send your team on Twitter and tag me in that photo. Hi Roed, thanks a lot for joining. Start 2, Calvert-Lewin, Raul Jimenez or Gravenberch. Calvert-Lewin against Arsenal, Gravenberch against Newcastle, and Raul Jimenez against Everton, right? I'm going to get back to your question, Roed, don't worry. Do I play Krupi or Bowen? Or buy Van Nilsen or Pedro? I have to pre-transfer. I would definitely play one of Krupp or Bowen. With Joe Pedro, I'm not sure if he's going to start. That's the problem. Evan Nilsson is okay. If you want to sell Bowen to Evan Nilsson, that's perfectly fine. Adam Fekets, hello Dennis. Virgil van Dijk and Schade to Maguire and Bruno because I want Captain Bruno. I mean, if that's the only way to buy Bruno Fernandes, if you really want to captain him, then yeah, it's okay. It's okay to sell Van Dijk for the next two, are not amazing. And Schade again, the fixtures for Brentford are going to get better after 3 game weeks, but yeah, if that's the only way to buy Bruno, just go for it, Adam Fekets. Harshi, Hall to Chaloba or Anderson to Chaloba this game week. I would say Hall to Chalova because Anderson from Fulham is going to have some decent fixtures in the long run, so maybe it's going to be more helpful for you. Harshi, bye. I might come back 10 minutes before deadline. Thanks a lot, The Office, Batman, for joining. We're going to wait for you if you can, but if not, good luck this gaming. Should I hold and just play Krupi? Yes. Again, I don't know your team, your strategy. I don't know your plans for the future, but if it's never a bad idea to roll the transfer and just play Krupi, it's okay to play Krupi. He's likely to start. Raul versus United. Uh, yeah, Raul versus United. Sorry, yeah. I just want to see the predicted lineup for Fulham to see if Raul Jimenez is going to. Probably I would start Raul Jimenez and Calvert-Lewin, but I want to take a quick look on the predicted lineups for some teams, and maybe that's going to help you also, guys. Uh, Tagged you. Okay. Okay, so we have yeah, I have your team. Thanks a lot for the follow. Also, so you're going to play Raya, Alderete, Timber, Reynildo probably. Wilson, Enzo, Cherky, Roger, Saka, Ekitike, Haaland. Yeah, that's a good team. That's a good team. You have two free transfers, 2.2 millions in the bank. So I again, as I say for everyone, you need to get away. You need to get Gabriel at some point. I'm not sure if you can afford O'Reilly to Gabriel, but that would be a no-brainer transfer for me. O'Reilly to Gabriel, probably this is the way for you. This game week or next game week, but you need to buy Gabriel, and probably the way is to sell O'Reilly to Gabriel, and then maybe also sell Cherky at some point because he's never going to be guaranteed to start every game week, and I think that at some point you need to sell Cherky, and that's it. So Cunha or Wilson? Jack, I would start Cunha, I think personally, but yeah, it's a really close decision, but that's what I would do at the moment. Don't follow my advice. If you don't want to, again, that's just my opinion. I have Raya. Okay. Yeah, but still, I think that DCL is a better pick than Gravenberg. Maybe he's going to get a penalty. Maybe then you know that DCL is going to score, or Raya is going to save a penalty if he's not going to hit the bar or something. I want to use my two transfers. Okay. Okay. Then as I said, I would do O'Reilly to Gabriel, and I'm not sure how much money that leaves in your bank, but Cherky to actually what you can do is also sell Raya to Sanchez, O'Reilly to Gabriel, and maybe Cherky to Rice in the future if you can afford to do that. So Raya to Sanchez, O'Reilly to Gabriel, and Cherky to Rice. That would be the best trio from Arsenal. Now, again, if you want to do that, if not, just O'Reilly to Gabriel and Cherky to, I don't know, 6 point. How much money you have? Someone like Njay probably. Captain Haaland or Bruno. At the moment, Dexter, I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes, but it seems like everyone is captaining Bruno. So again, I don't think that if you want to captain Bruno if you want to captain Haaland is a mistake or anything like that. I think that it's a perfectly fine option if you want to captain Haaland. I just think that I want to take that risk. I captain Ekitike in the last two gaming, so I'm not scared to go against Erling Haaland. He's playing at home, better fixture. Haaland is playing away, tricky fixture against Spurs, I would say, but yeah, I would go for Bruno in my team at least. To transfer 0.2 minutes in the bank, football world. Honestly, I think that your team is looking okay for this gaming. Saka, Enzo Fernandez, and Jay Wills. I think that I would just roll, honestly. I would just roll and have 3 free transfer next gaming because we're going to get a lot of information next gaming. We're going to know if Arsenal are going to double in 26, if Chelsea are going to double in 26, because that's a possibility also. And I would just roll, I think, because your team looks okay. Your team looks okay. Football world. Who should I captain? Palmer or Mbeumo or Haaland? From those three, again, probably I think that Haaland is the best answer for the captaincy. But if you want to go super different, I don't mind Palmer. Just be aware that Palmer probably is not going to play 90 minutes, or maybe he's gonna, but he's going to play against Arsenal midweek then in the semi-final in a really important game. So I'm just not sure. If you want to go safe, Haaland. If not, I would go for Palmer instead of Mbeumo, I think. Cherky to Mbeumo. Yeah, I like that. I like that move. Would you play Dewsbury Hall over Wilson? No, I don't think so. I think that I would play Wilson. With Dewsbury Hall, probably he's going to start, but are his minutes going to be 90? Probably not. So probably I would play Wilson. Yeah, I saw your team, Football World. I already have 3 Arsenal. Okay. Let me... So Ibrahim, this is your team, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't saw Bukayo Saka there. Yeah. Then I think that I don't know. I think that Gabriel is going to be a great option. You need to find a way to do that. Maybe Raya to Sanchez or Raya to Gabriel. If not, Cherki to Mbeumo. If you're happy with this triple up, probably is okay still. So yeah. So let's see some team predictions for Manchester City. Cherki, Haaland, Semenyo, Foden, Bernardo. Again, these are just predictions. As you can see, Foden is an unknown. We don't know if he's going to start or not. O'Reilly at 70 here. Are you planning on selling Ekitike also for next week? Thinking of doing Miley to Ahmad? Thoughts? I'm not planning to sell Ekitike this game week. Maybe next game week if I really want to buy Mbeumo, if I really want to buy someone like Palmer, let's say Chelsea are going to double, then maybe I'm going to be forced to sell Ekitike. But if not, I don't want to sell Ekitike this game week. Hi XTI 2020, thanks a lot for joining. How you're doing? Yeah, I'm doing fine at least, so thanks a lot for asking. Hopefully you're doing fine as well. So Krupi or Bowen this week, my friend? I would play Krupi, I think, but again, that's just my opinion. Thanks, appreciate it. No problem, Ibrahim. So let's see. The predicted lineup for Aston Villa, it's going to be really tricky. Maybe we're going to see Abraham. Maybe Rogers could play out of position striker. That would be amazing for me. But yeah, this is the lineup. Pretty much as expected. Douglas Luiz maybe is going to be a really interesting option in FPL because probably he's going to be all penalties. But I don't think that he's a buy now in Gaming 24, definitely. Rogers I like, as I said before. For Man United, the predicted lineup, if anyone is interested. 20 people on the live stream, 20 likes. Thanks a lot, guys, for the support. Leave a like also if you enjoyed this stream. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It would be really much appreciated. And yeah, thanks a lot for turning up. Yeah, so this is for Man United. For Newcastle, this is the predicted lineup. With Bruno Guimaraes again, I think that he's a doubt, but they have him predicted to start here. Liverpool. Hi Dennis, hi Cooler, thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. Will Keane start today? There is a chance. I'm going to say that there is a chance Keane, Michael Keane could start. But even if he's going to start, he could not. Maybe he's not going to play 90 minutes. If he's going to start, probably he's not going to play 90 minutes, and that's not amazing. And I don't know, if you have a spare transfer, probably I would just get rid of him because at some point Braithwaite and Tarkovsky are just going to play all the games probably, and Keane is not going to be a great option in the future. So yeah, there's a chance he could start, but there's also a risk maybe he's going to be subbed off at some point. Miley to Ahmad next week. Already have Bruno, Enzo, Rice, Rogers. No money for Mbeumo. I like Ahmad. Let's see how he's going to play against Fulham because he got really good minutes in the last 2 games against Arsenal, against City. Yeah, I like him as a budget option, definitely. Let's see how he's going to play against Fulham, how many minutes he gets, and then yeah, I like Ahmad if you can't afford Mbeumo. Dexter, good afternoon. Hi Simon Lee, thanks a lot for joining. Good afternoon to you too. To you also. Is this bench order good? Bowen, Joachim Anderson, Chow. Yeah. It's good. Chow definitely the last one. Anderson. Yeah, Bowen would be the first on my bench. Football World, yeah, I agree with your order. Start Wilson or Tarkovsky. Hi, Anna Ioana, thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciated. Wilson or Tarkovsky? I think that I would start Wilson. Usually I tend to start the attacker. Now, yeah, if you want to play it safe, Tarkovsky, good for DEFCON, maybe a slightly chance of a clean sheet, but the fixture is also not amazing for Everton. I think that I would start Wilson still. Hold to Chalobadan, nice transfer, Harshi. Regarding the teams who double, does that mean they blank the following week? If that's the case, subs are going to be key, right? They are going to blank probably in gaming 31, I think. Uh, the teams are going to double. I mean, it's going to be just one team probably who's going to double in 26, right? Chelsea or Arsenal. So yeah, you need to have the strategy prepared, let's say. But I think that they're going to blank. Sorry, maybe I'm missing something. Definitely, you need to take into consideration that. But let me just see. Maybe I don't want to talk rubbish here. Definitely they're going to blank at some point. Let me just see in which week they are going to blank. Yeah, they're going to blank in gaming 31, as I said. They're going to, if Arsenal or Chelsea are going to double in 26, they are also going to blank in 31. That's why the most popular strategy is going to be dead end gaming 31 and wildcard 32 XTI. So yeah, subs are going to be key. As I said, that's an advantage to Raya, because if you have Raya and he's going to blank, you can play your second goalkeeper. Despite if you have someone like Timber Gabriel, you can't play them, right? I should still start Keane over Chow, right? Yeah, I think that I would risk it in that case, Cooler, but yeah, would not expect a lot from Chow or Keane either, probably. I don't know what to do with Foden, keep or go for one of Mbeumo, Rogers, Rice. I would just sell as soon as possible. Fearless, I would just sell Foden because he's a headache now. You don't know when you don't know when he's going to start anyway, so I just think that Mbeumo, Rogers, or Rice, all three of those are better picks than Foden anyway. So I would just sell. Sean. Hi Dennis, is it worth it to take a hit to remove Bruno Guimaraes for Rogers and Belmo and bench Krupi Juniors? Probably not. Probably not. Currently 4-4-2. Gabriel Timber, Mukiele, Chaloba, Enzo Bruno, Rice, Soboslai, Haaland, Krupi. So is it worth to take a hit to remove Bruno Guimaraes and bench Krupi? I would say no, because if you didn't have a bench option, let's say, then yeah, maybe it would have been worth to take that -4. But if you can just play Krupi and make the transfer for free next game, probably I would just do that, honestly. Again, Rogers and Belmo are good, but are they -4 good? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. Bearing in mind, Krupi could do something against Wolves, so you need to take all these things into consideration. Sean, start 3 from Mukiele, Gabriel, Munoz, Senesi, and Tarkovsky. Mukiele, Gabriel, oh my god, you have a pretty nice defense. So Gabriel, definitely you need to start him. Mukiele, Gabriel, Munoz. Yeah, that would be my starting defense. Definitely not Tarkovsky from all those 5. Senesi is still okay to start, but Mukiele, Senesi, I would go Mukiele. Senesi, Gabriel, definitely Gabriel. Senesi, Munoz, you just need to start Munoz. If you have Munoz, you have to play him. It's going to be Chelsea and Everton or Arsenal and Wolves. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be Chelsea or Arsenal going to double in 26, depending on which team is going to reach the final. And we're going to know that for sure next week. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Not an immediate problem. Then, thank you. Yeah, no problem, XTI 2020. Thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciated. Is it worth doing Foden to Njae and O'Reilly to Munoz? Yeah, I mean, again, if you can do Foden to Rogers, Mbeumo, Enzo Fernandez, Bruno Fernandes, Rice, probably is better than to go for Njae. But if not, Njae is okay. And O'Reilly to Munoz, I like Munoz. Again, if you want to go for Timber, Gabriel, Munoz, Chaloba, all these players are really good for Gaming 24. Kedar not full. By my friend, going to get some more sleep. Thanks a lot for your work for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Good luck this gaming. Thanks a lot for joining. And good night, I guess. Thanks, bro. No problem, Sambuca. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Hopefully, it's going to help you a little bit. My advice: would you suggest captaining Mbeumo or Saka, Gabriel? If I don't want to go for Haaland today. So, if you don't want to go for Haaland, then between Mbeumo, Saka, Gabriel, I think that I would captain Saka. I think that I would captain Bukayo Saka, honestly. I know that everyone is frustrated with Bukayo Saka, but he was rested in the Champions League. This is a must-win game, I would say, for Arsenal. Definitely, I would say he's going to start. He could be also on penalties. That's not out of the question. So, yeah, I would captain Saka rather than Mbeumo or Gabriel. That's just my opinion. But, yeah, cooler. Chelsea predicted lineup. If anyone interested. For what's worth, I'm expecting Sanchez, Chaloba, Palmer, all these players to start. João Pedro is the only one who I'm not sure if he's going to start or not because he played in the Champions League against Napoli away 90 minutes, I think, also. Enzo also, I would say, is a doubt for this gaming, but definitely, if you have Enzo, you play him. That's also what I'm going to do. But I think that even Enzo Fernandez could be rested for this game. And even if he's going to start, probably he's not going to get 90 minutes. So let's see. Let's see. But yeah. Thanks, mate. No problem, Cooler. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. I thank you. Sambuca also, thanks a lot for subscribing to this channel. Hopefully, you're going to find interesting content here. Hopefully, it's going to be helpful for you a little bit. I really appreciate. Thanks a lot for subscribing. It means a lot. And yeah, good luck this gaming if you're leaving the stream. And hopefully, we're going to see you here again sometime. So for Brighton, some people ask me about Brighton. This is the predicted lineup, the predicted 11 for Brighton. And this guy is pretty good at predicting lineups for Brighton. So Welbeck, 75-90% chance. Minte, a slightly more doubt, I would say, for 60-75%. What do you think? Evan Nilsson as captain. Hi, Ivana Stanto. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciated. I think that you have better options probably in your team than Evan Nilsson. But again, if you want to go super, super different, then again, I can't say to you, don't captain him. If you want to captain a player, just go with your instinct. But I think that there are better options than Evan Nilsson. Honestly, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, Saka, maybe Rogers. Again, I think that there are better options, but yeah. We're going to move to see some graphics from Rob T FPL. If you want to follow him on Twitter, he has some nice graphics. And here I want to help you with, maybe that's going to help you a little bit with the captaincy. So projected FPL points. Let me make this bigger a little bit. Predicted FPL points for Gaming 24. I'm really happy to see Alderete there, honestly. Interesting to see Bruno Fernandes above Haaland. Actually, yeah, Mbeumo equally with Bukayo Saka, but I would still go for Bukayo Saka for the captaincy. Palmer 5.1, not bad. Anderson from Crystal Palace 4.8, okay. I thought also about starting Anderson instead of Thiago, but This graphics just makes me want to do it even more. Start Alderete or Wilson. I would start Alderete. I think. Surely, Ivan Astanto, thanks a lot for subscribing to this channel. Really appreciate the support. It means a lot. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy the channel. Hopefully, we're going to see you here again sometime. Good luck this game if you're leaving the stream. Really appreciate it. Hi, Dennis. Would you start Kelleher or Dubravka? So, Kelleher against Aston Villa or Dubravka against Sunderland? I will start Dubravka. Over Kelleher. Yeah. So here, for Gaming 24, the clean sheet odds and projected goals. Now, here you see why I'm advising anyone to start Sunderland defenders. Burnley at home, best fixture they're going to have all season. I think that you just need to start them. And yeah, Chelsea are predicted to score the most goals this gaming, which is interesting. And yeah, good luck to everyone who's wildcarding, who has players like Palmer, Enzo, João Pedro. Hopefully they play for you. And then this is another reason why I'm starting Van Dijk over Lacroix. 30% of a clean sheet for Liverpool versus 22. Now again, these metrics doesn't mean anything. It's not going to happen how you see here on the stream, but it's a nice help if you're struggling to make a decision, I would say. Hi Jankster, thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. Convince me my captaincy choice between Haaland and Bruno Fernandes, Dennis. I'm so confused. I'm captaining Bruno, so that's all you need to know. You should captain also Bruno. Again, let's convince you, right? Better fixture, Fulham than Spurs. Bruno Fernandes is playing at home. Haaland is playing away. Bruno Fernandes is a midfielder. He could get DEFCON also. If Bruno Fernandes scores a goal, Haaland to match Bruno Fernandes is going to be Haaland would need to score 2 goals to match Bruno Fernandes with just 1 goal. So again, advantage for the midfielders, obviously. Clean sheet points, DEFCON points, really good for bonus points, Bruno Fernandes. Even if he's going to get an assist, he could get 2 or 3 bonus points, Bruno Fernandes. So again, if he's going to score a goal, it's pretty much over for, again, not over, but Haaland would need to score some goals to match Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, pretty much that's my convincing you to captain Bruno Fernandes. He's playing as a number 10 now. He's definitely going to get more attacking returns under Carrick than he was when he was playing under Ruben Amorim. He's still decent for DEFCON, although he's playing as a number 10, so that's just great. Yeah, better fixture. Let's see. The only con, let's say, for Bruno Fernandes, we don't know how United are going to play against the weaker side when they're going to have more possession of the ball. They beat Arsenal, they beat Man City. Now this is the real test for Manchester United. But yeah, I love you. Thank you, haha. Decision make. Let's go, Bruno. Again, for what's worth, I think that Haaland is a perfectly fine captaincy option. But yeah, I just think that Spurs can be tricky. Now, if we look in the history, Spurs beaten Manchester City so many times in the past. Now, it doesn't mean that's going to happen again, but I think that it's going to be a tricky game for Manchester City. But of course, they could score some goals. They could even win. So, yeah. And Haaland is not in great form, if that's another thing to add up there. But you know that he blanked in the last 5 or 6 games, something like that. So that's it pretty much with the projected goals, clean sheet odds for Gaming 24. Let's see the latest. This is the latest projection. Arsenal Sunderland 44%, same clean sheet odds. Liverpool 29, Crystal Palace 22, Brighton 35% to keep a clean sheet. So start your Man United defenders, Brighton defenders if you have them. Chelsea with just 31, it's really interesting, honestly. I mean, again, maybe a little bit lower than I thought, but still, I think that's a good fixture for Chelsea anyway. Aston Villa, Brentford, yeah. Tottenham with just 15% chance of keeping a clean sheet doesn't give me a lot of confidence of not captaining Erling Haaland, but still. And Wolverhampton Bournemouth is going to be a pretty tight game, I would say. So let's see if we got anything else. We have still 1 hour to the deadline, so yeah, it's still early. Yeah, nothing interesting yet. Yeah, okay, we're going to move back to my team a little bit. Start Munoz or Gibbs White? I would start Daniel Munoz if you have him, definitely. Spurs, very, very unpredictable team. Yeah. Prati, Chowdhury, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Also, Cheetos, also KM. Really appreciate you guys for joining. Start one among three defenders: Anderson, Chow, Collins. So start just one. For what's worth, all of them are likely to concede, I would say. So I would go for Collins, I think, because he's probably the best of those for defensive contributions, and he has also some attacking threat. So I would go for Collins to start. I'm on a wild card. Do you think I should get Palmer or stick with Enzo? Cheetos, with all the information we know so far, as I said so many times, on a wild card now, if I would be wildcarding, I would go for Palmer because I think that he's one of the best reasons to use the wildcard. He's a super differential. Not a lot of people are going to have Palmer. I would just go for Palmer, but you could go for both of them on a wildcard, honestly. That's probably how I would do it. It would be either Palmer, Enzo, Chaloba on a wildcard for me, or Palmer, Chaloba, Sanchez. One of these two combinations. I would go for Palmer, I think. I would take the risk. I think that he's likely to start today against Chelsea, against West Ham, sorry. So yeah, Ropi, start Bone or Krupi. I think that I would start Krupi. Slightly better fixture, and that pretty much that's it. But yeah, Bone is on penalty, so it really you can't go wrong with any of them. I think that it's really close, but probably I would lean towards Krupi, but yeah, it's just my opinion. Ropi, Mustafa, Hassan, thanks a lot for joining. Start two: Chaloba, Munoz, Mukiele. Just two. Oh my god. Surely, Mustafa, you need to start all three of those. If I need to pick one, I would start Mukiele. I think that I would start. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right anyway. How I'm going to say it. Mukiele and Chaloba have better chances to keep a clean sheet, I would say. So you could start Chaloba and Mukiele, but I would like to go for Munoz. If you own Munoz, surely you need to start him. Hi Krish, Batarai. Spurs may win, but Haaland may score. Of course, that could happen. Yeah, of course. I'm not saying Spurs are going to win. I think that it's going to be a tricky game for Man City. I think that Thomas Frank could set up Spurs in a way Man City are not going to have a lot of chances to score. But again, we're talking about Man City, we're talking about Haaland. Of course, they could score 3 goals, they could score, Haaland could score 2 goals. Adam Katza, thanks a lot for joining, for subscribing to this channel. Really appreciate it, means a lot. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream and the content, really appreciate it. So, of course, Haaland could score, City could score. If you want to captain Haaland, I don't have any problem with that. I think that Haaland is a perfectly good captaincy option. But for me, for my rank at the moment, it doesn't matter about my rank. Even if I was 1k in the world or 2 millions in the world, I think that I would like to captain Bruno Fernandes. Now, obviously, now that my rank is not amazing at the moment, 251k, I want to captain Bruno because I think that Haaland is going to be captained by more people. So I want to go more different. I want to take a risk and I want to, I don't know, I feel like I need to try to climb the ranks a little bit. And of course, it could backfire. If Haaland is going to outscore Bruno, then my rank is going to go down. But anyway, I want to captain Bruno for this fixture. I captain Ekitike for the last 2 games. I'm not scared to go against Haaland. Last game week we found out Haaland was on the bench. Everybody started him still. I put Haaland straight on my bench when I knew that he was going to be benched. So again, I'm not scared to take risks, especially at my rank at the moment. Bye, Dennis. Thank you for the help today. Good luck. Thanks a lot, Ibrahim. Really appreciate the support. Good luck this game week. Have a nice weekend. And yeah. Do you think he's better choice than Mbeumo? Yes. I mean, I guess you need to get rid of some midfielders, right? If you want to go for Palmer and Enzo. I think that Palmer is, he has the potential definitely to be better than Mbeumo. What we're talking about, we're talking about Cole Palmer. We know what he can do. Again, he's still a risk. His minutes are still going to be managed. He's not in the best form of his life, but he's on some set pieces, he's on penalties. The fixtures are amazing for Chelsea, and for that reason I would like to take that punt on Palmer than to go for Mbeumo. So I would say that for the next 4, Palmer is a better pick than Mbeumo. Long term, probably Mbeumo is better, but yeah. Hi bro, -4 to get Chalobah in or just start Tarkovsky. I would just start Tarkovsky, honestly. I would not take a -4 to buy Chalobah personally, because Jantao, maybe in 4 game weeks time, Chalobah is pretty much a sell. So take a -4 to buy Chalobah this game week and then use another transfer to sell him in game week 29 or where the fixtures are pretty bad for Chelsea. Yeah, I would just start Tarkovsky, I think. Mustafa, Timis, Verbruggen, Gabriel Chalobah, Mukiele, Saka. Saka, Palmer, Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, Rice. Oh my god, you have a pretty good team, Mustafa. Team value is 106 millions with 0.4 minutes to ban. That's crazy. I'm really curious about your rank if you wanna share it. So Saka, Palmer, Bruno, Enzo, Rice, Thiago, Haaland. Bench Dubravka, Munoz, Krupi, and Rodon. Now, I agree with you. It's a really tough decision on which defender to start because your midfield is perfectly fine. Saka, Palmer, Bruno, Enzo, Rice. So you need to start all of those. But what I would be tempted to do in your team, I would be tempted to start Munoz over Thiago, honestly. But again, if you want to play safe, if you don't want to go against Igor Thiago, then it's perfectly fine to start Thiago. He's on penalties. But I would be tempted to start Munoz over Thiago. Probably that's what I would do with your team. But that's just my opinion. Again, don't feel forced to do what I'm saying. Rice or Rogers? Ziad is my, again, if you ask me in gaming 25 when we know 100% Rice is going to double in 26, then I would say Rice because he's likely to have a double gaming. Who I think is the better FPL pick in general, probably I would go for Rogers, honestly, with the fixtures, with the form. I mean, not exactly the form, or maybe you could go for Rice again. Yeah, Rice or Rogers, both are great. I think that you should aim to have both if possible. If not, just buy Rice because he's likely to have a double in 26. Probably he's the better pick. I sold Soboslai and bought Rice myself last night. Can you show me a wildcard draft you would like to do if it's not gonna disturb you? Yeah, we can try to do a wildcard draft. Just if you can wait 2 minutes. Bench 1, Chalobah, Alderete or Timber. Uh, again, a tough question. I mean, if you can't play all 3 of those defenders, I would like to start Alderete and Timber. But it feels so wrong to bench Chalobah, if you know what I mean. Just squeeze shorts. Thanks a lot also for joining. Rank is top 70, 50k. Nice. Dennis, what you drinking? Lol. I'm drinking a red oranges juice. That's why I made the face, because it's really bitter. And after I drink it, it's tough to speak. But it's not blood or anything else. Don't worry, guys. Had a horrible start. Yeah, same. Good morning. My team is Verbruggen, Timber, Gabriel Tarkovsky, Mokele, Rogers, Rice, Foden, Cunha, Haaland, Ekitike. Thinking of Ekitike to Joao Pedro and Foden to Bruno -4. I think that Foden is definitely a sell. And I don't know, between Cunha and Ekitike, yeah, if that's the only way to buy Bruno Fernandes, Tanuj Aurora, Foden to Bruno, Ekitike to Joao Pedro. Again, with Joao Pedro, I'm just not sure if he's going to start today against West Ham in Gaming 24, but for the next 4, he could be okay, but just be aware that it's a risk to go for Joao Pedro. I would say they have a really important game, obviously, midweek against Arsenal in the semi-final. And he played also against Napoli in the Champions League 2 days ago. So yeah, I like the moves. If not, you could just go for Thiago, I guess. Bon or Alderete. I would play Alderete, I think. Ropi. Hi Dennis. Hi Oscar Plogner. Thanks a lot for joining. One free transfer, no idea what to do. Tarkovsky to Chalobah, etiquette to Joao Pedro Van Nilsson, or just roll. I would just roll. I think that Tarkovsky is perfectly fine. I think that Ekitike is perfectly fine. Joao Pedro is a doubt. So maybe you're going to sell Ekitike to Joao Pedro and he's going to be on the bench, and Ekitike probably definitely is going to start and maybe he's going to score a goal. So then you're just going to feel horrible. So I wouldn't sell Ekitike to Joao Pedro probably. Oscar. Tarkovsky to Chalobah is okay. If you don't mind having Chalobah for the next 4 and then the fixtures are pretty bad for Chelsea, then it's fine. But also to keep Tarkovsky is not a bad idea, I guess. Dennis, can you please show me your best wildcard draft? Yeah. As I said before, we're going to do a wildcard draft for Cheetos, for Ukesh edits. But again, just bear in mind, guys, I'm not using the wildcard, so I didn't thought that much. Like you would, obviously, if you're activating the chip. Of course, I will. Thank you. Hi, Cola. Thanks a lot for joining. Foden to Enzo or Foden to Mbeumo? If I do Foden to Enzo and I can bring Bruno next week, I wouldn't like to have Bruno and Mbeumo. What do you think? If that's the only way to buy Bruno Fernandes next week, I think that Bruno Fernandes is a better pick than Mbeumo, so just do that. Foden to Enzo and then bring Bruno next week. I don't think that's such a big problem to have both of them, but that's not your question, right? So yeah, I would do the transfer, which allows you to buy Bruno Fernandes next game week. Hi Alikar FC, thanks a lot for joining. I've got Bruno G. Is it worth taking him out for -4? I'll have 8.2 in the bank with Rice. Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, and Maino in the team. If you can bench him, I wouldn't take the -4. If you don't have any other players to play, then probably I would take the -4. But Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, yeah, I guess you can go for Palmer. You can go not for Palmer, but for Mbeumo maybe, or EC 8.3 now. I wouldn't take the -4 probably. Adikar. Hi Duarte Marque, thanks a lot for joining. Bench Tarkovsky, Wilson, or Bowen. I would bench. That's tough. I mean, I think that I would start Harry Wilson for what's worth, and then between Bo and Tarkovsky is safer, good for DEFCON, maybe a clean sheet chance there. Bowen is on penalties, so probably Wilson and Bowen and bench Tarkovsky. But yeah. Hi Hashiro, thanks a lot for joining on a vacation. What's with Fernandes captain over Haaland? Have a nice time on vacation. Also, Hashiro, thanks a lot for joining the stream. I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes. Now, as you know, last two game weeks I captain Ekitike over Haaland, so you know that I'm not scared to go against Erling Haaland. The reasons above, better fixture, Fulham versus Tottenham, at home versus away. Bruno Fernandes, good for DEFCON, extra points for clean sheets, on penalties, on set pieces, good form, playing as a number 10. Haaland not in the best form of his life at the moment, but again, I'm fully aware that Haaland could do a lot of damage against Spurs. I just want to captain Bruno Fernandes because I think that he's going to be a much more differential captain compared to Erling Haaland, and I feel like at my rank I need to take that risk, I need to take that chance. So yeah, that's why I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes. If you're if you're if your rank is second or first place in the world, then probably I would just go safe with Haaland. But for me, yeah, I just want to go a little bit different. Dennis, would you captain Bruno or Erling Haaland? Yukesh edits. You can see it on my screen. I'm actually captaining Bruno Fernandes over Haaland. So, but that's what I'm going to do. You don't need to do the same thing I do, guys. This is just for my team, for my season, from my point of view. I want to captain Bruno Fernandes, but you don't need to do the same just for the sake of it. If you think that Haaland is better, just captain Haaland. Simple as that. Hi Zike, what do you think about having Bruno, Mbeumo and Cunha on a wildcard? Do you think Cunha will start now that Dorgu is out? I think that, yeah, Cunha is going to start most likely. I don't think that his minutes are going to be perfect, but I think that 3 Man United attackers is a little bit too much on a wildcard. Now, I get it. You want to go different. You want to catch up the ranks, and that's going to be definitely super different to have all the attacking players from Man United. But I think that Mbeumo and Bruno Fernandes is just enough. But yeah, I think that Cunha is going to start in 24. The minutes could be managed at some point because Cunha, Ahmad, and Mbeumo are starting currently. Also because Mbeumo is playing as number 9. But what happens if Sesko is going to start? What happens if Mason Mount is going to start? One of them is going to lose minutes, definitely. Mbeumo or Cunha, I think. Hi Tunde, thanks a lot for joining. Bench Pickford, Haaland, Van de Ven and Barnes. Start Haaland or Thiago. I would definitely start Haaland over Thiago. Definitely. No leaks yet. No leaks yet. No leaks yet. I would definitely start Haaland over Thiago. Tunde, for sure, for sure. Is there any news with Haaland and Ekitike bench this week? No, but City are not playing today, I think, so we're not going to get any. I'm fully confident Erling Haaland is going to start. Now, if Haaland is not going to start, I will give you guys a beer to anyone, to every one of you. I'm fully confident in Haaland starting. He was benched last gaming, but let's be honest, he's not going to be benched every gaming. For what's worth, I think that Ekitike and Haaland, both of them are going to start this gaming for sure. But that's just my opinion again. Any leaks? Not yet. Thanks, man. Good luck for the gaming. Thanks a lot, Talunja Aurora, for joining. Really appreciate it. Nicolas, thanks a lot for joining. Is Gordon to Enzo for -4 worth it? No. I don't think that I would take the -4, honestly. Gordon probably is going to start. Probably is on penalties. The fixture is true. It's not amazing against Liverpool, but Enzo also is going to be a doubt for the minutes for Gaming 24, I think. So for that reason, I wouldn't take a -4. I would just play Gordon. I know it's really frustrating, but I would just play Gordon this gaming and sell him as fast as possible, Nicolas. Dennis, don't forget your wildcard draft, please. A beer, yes, please. Yeah. I'm not forgetting it. Mukiele, Chaloba, Ekitike, Wilson, Thiago, Rogers, bench 1. Oh my god. So let's see the players I would not bench. Ekitike, Rogers. Ekitike, Rogers, Chalobah, Mukiele, I would start those players for sure, 100%. Hashiro. And then between Wilson and Thiago, I would start Thiago just because he's on penalty. So yeah, I would bench Wilson in that case. But yeah, that's what I would do, Hashiro. Moha, the best replacement for Drogba at the same price for Dorgu. So you're saying for Ballon Dorgu, right? At the same price? I mean, 4.4 or how much? How much is your selling value? Alderete probably. Is Rogers a captaincy option this week or Chalobah? I don't think that any of them are the best captaincy option for what's worth. If you're forced to do that, I would captain definitely Rogers over Chalobah. But I think that Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, Saka are better captaincy options than Rogers. So yeah. If I had a free transfer, I would do it, but don't think -4 is worth it. Yeah, same reason, same thinking. For me, Nicolas, I don't for -4. I don't think it's worth it. Also, Palmer is going to start, so Enzo is not going to be on penalties. And what happens if Enzo is also going to be took off at 60-70 minutes because they have a super important game against Arsenal in the midweek? So no, for -4, Newcastle could play bad and could get a penalty, and Gordon could take it. So yeah, I would just play Gordon against Liverpool. Dennis, which country are you from? I'm from Romania. Thanks for the answer. Dennis, my brother. Hi, Damon. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks a lot for asking. Hopefully you're the same. Would you do Bruno Guimaraes straight swap to Enzo, and do you think Palmer starts? I think that Palmer starts for sure. But for free, yeah, I would do Bruno Guimaraes to Enzo. For free, definitely. Hey Dennis, hope all is good. Hi John Terox. Who would you bench? Wilson, Bone, Thiago? I would bench. I would bench. I don't know. I would play Thiago. The questions this gaming are horrible, honestly, guys. I would play Thiago and then Bone or Wilson. If you wanna go for the penalty taker, just go for Bone. He could also get defensive contributions, I guess. Yeah, I would play Bone in Thiago. Jonte, I think. Would you captain Palmer over Bruno as a differential punt? Personally, if I had Palmer, I would be tempted definitely to captain him, but probably I would still go for Bruno. But if you wanna go different, I think it's fine. Good luck for the game mix. Thanks a lot, Nicolas. If Palmer starts, then would you hold off Palmer to Bruno Fernandes? If you have Palmer in your team, I would definitely just keep him. I mean, now the fixtures are amazing for Chelsea. Just keep Palmer for sure. Yeah, I would definitely keep Palmer. Now let's do real quick a wildcard draft because a lot of people ask me. Now again, guys, I'm not. Oh, they added the provisional double gaming here on a wildcard. Let's see. I wouldn't go for Ekitike. Probably not for Thiago, but let's see how Dorgula, Kra, Soboslai. Let's make one with Palmer. Let's say Krupi here. I need another Chelsea. Let's say we go with this option: Sanchez, Chalobah, Palmer. But I need to downgrade somewhere. How much is Evan Nilsson? 7.1. So it doesn't help me at all. Yeah. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot, Damon. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. I appreciate you all, guys, for joining the stream. It really means a lot. We have 29 likes. Let's just try to hit 30. So leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It would be really much helpful. So something like this. Again, I need to find some money for some defenders, but on a wildcard, I would like to go for cash. But again, I don't have. I need to find out 3.6 millions for my own team. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Definitely. Um, yeah, you need to make some sacrifices somewhere. That could be, instead of Mbeumo, you could go for other midfielder, which would be easy. Or if you don't want to go for Thiago for the next three, maybe just go for another striker. But that's also not going to give me a lot of money. Yeah, probably not. I mean, Tammy Abraham is 6.1. If the injury for Watkins, it's really bad, I would go for Tammy Abraham, but I don't think that Watkins is going to be out long term. Yeah, no. So it would be, you need to sacrifice Brian Mbeumo probably here from this team to make a wildcard draft. At least I can't afford it any other way. Selling Thiago is not going to help. So let's say you could go for Anderson instead of Cash if that's going to help you. 4.8, we don't really have a midfielder, so I mean Enzo Lefe, if you can afford him, I guess. So something like this. Now, I would have definitely Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes. If you don't go for Palmer, then it's much more easier. Just go for Enzo Fernandez and you can have Mbeumo. If not, yeah, Timber, Gabriel, Rice, I would definitely have them on the wild card. Bruno Fernandes the same, Haaland the same, Chalobah for sure, Rogers for sure. Like, thanks a lot, Yukesh. What is the best Gakpo replacement? I have Bruno, Rice, and Wilson. I'm not convinced with Enzo. I mean, you could just keep Gakpo for one more gaming. I mean, I guess you don't know if he's going to start or not tonight. We have 30 minutes till the deadline. Bruno, Rice, Wilson. If you're not convinced with Enzo, Rogers. Rogers looks good. Will Reece James start? He's not predicted to start, I think. Harshi. Here you could go also for Evan Nilsson instead of Thiago. Actually, I can't for that. So, yeah, pretty much that's it. On a wild card, I would try to have 3 Arsenal players, 3 Chelsea players, some cheap defenders, definitely. Alderete, Bizwan. And I think that this team looks okay if you can afford it. Now, I'm 0.1 million short, but you can, I don't know, go for money instead of Krupi, something like that. So, yeah. Yeah, this would be probably. Because I would like to have Mbeumo also on a wildcard, but to do that, it's a little bit more trickier. Let's say we go for Mbeumo, then yeah, you need to get rid of one of Rogers, Rice, Thiago, and I don't really want to do that. even with money, I don't think that I can afford this. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could do something like this, but yeah, probably the first one would be my wild card. Steve LFC, thanks a lot for joining. Hey Dennis, who'd you bench? Nico O'Reilly or Anderson Fulham? I think that I would play Anderson, but both are not amazing, I think. Should I get Bruno in at the expense of a -8 and taking Haaland out, or just wait another week? Handsome Ghost, thanks a lot for joining the stream also. No, I would just wait another week. Yeah, I would not take a Haaland out for -4, definitely. Tunde, do you think Timber will start? Would you play Timber over Rice? Now, those are two different questions. I think that Timber is going to start, but I'm not sure if I would play Timber over Rice. Maybe, but I don't think that I would do it. Jamie, thanks a lot for joining. Do you think it's worth selling Lacroix 1.2 in the bank so to Munoz or Chaloba with one free transfer, or just start him? I could do the same transfer. Now, again, your team probably is different than mine. I'm just going to keep Lacroix. I'm just going to keep Van Dijk. I could sell Van Dijk or Lacroix for Chaloba Munoz, but I'm just going to roll because I want to have two free transfer next gaming. So it really depends if you want to have also that option open next gaming. And Lacroix has some nice fixtures coming up if you're going to need him. Richards maybe instead of Anderson. Maybe, yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure, honestly. Both are great. I like more Matty Cash also because of the fixtures. But yeah, something like this would be my wildcard Cheetos. Now, again, you just need to start from scratch. 3 Arsenal players, 3 Chelsea players. If you want to go for Palmer, if you don't want to go for Palmer, it's easy. Just go for Mbeumo, Enzo, and upgrade your defense, attack, and yeah, pretty much that's it. Would you bench boost with a bench with Dubravka, Andrea, Bruno Guimaraes, and Nalo? For sure not, Jaden Hilton. Nalo, if we're talking about Nalo from Liverpool, he's not going to start. Probably Bruno Guimaraes, we don't know if he's going to start. And then you have Njay and Dubravka. So I wouldn't use the bench boost for that. Hello, Dennis. What are your plans with Dorgu? Hi, Biploftapa. Thanks a lot for joining again. At the moment, I'm keeping. Now, I want to roll and have 2 free transfer next game. If I don't want to go for Mbeumo, if I don't want to go for Palmer, I could just upgrade Dorgu. But at the moment, he's not a problem for me. I have Lacroix on my bench. I have Elliot Anderson. My team is okay yet. My defense is going to look pretty bad for Gaming 26. But other than that, my defense is okay. I'm happy with Van Dijk, Lacroix. If I need to upgrade Dorgu, if Chelsea somehow are going to have a double gaming, I'm just going to sell Van Dijk and Dorgu probably to Chaloba and other defender. But at the moment, yeah, I'm not going to sell him. Thanks, Dennis. No problem, Tunde. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks. No problem, Jaden. Thanks a lot for being here. Foden replacement for future gamings in mind. I think that Foden needs to be sold at some point. Hashir, as I said so many times, the best midfielders from my point of view, Bruno Fernandes, Rogers, Rice, Enzo because of the fixtures, and Brian Mbeumo. Again, if you can afford one of those for the future, yeah, I would just buy one of those. And Jay is okay if you have all these midfielders. In order of priorities, Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, Rogers, Rice, Mbeumo, something like that in order. Start one from Virgil. There are a lot of good midfielders at the moment in FPL, so we have a lot of options to choose from. Start one from Virgil, Van Dijk, and Tarkovsky. I think that I will start Van Dijk because I think that Tarkovsky is similar to Lacroix. Maybe Lacroix with an even better fixture, and I'm starting Van Dijk. So probably I will start Van Dijk, but again, I'm maybe a little bit biased, MK. I'm also a Liverpool fan. I think that Liverpool can show up in the bigger games. Good attacking threat. from Van Dijk. Could get also Defcon, we saw last gaming, so yeah. Let me just see if we got anything else. Will Ekitike be starting? I would say so, yes. I would be really shocked if Ekitike is not starting tonight. Lee James, thanks a lot also for joining the stream. Really appreciate. Thanks a lot, guys, for showing up on this stream. Really appreciate it. It's really nice when we have so many people watching the stream. Obviously, I like to talk with people I don't want to talk with, just with myself. Let's say like that. But yeah, really appreciate your support. It means a lot. Um, yeah, I'm trying to see if we get any leaks today, but nothing yet. Also from Bournemouth, James Hill, a 3.9 on a wildcard could be a nice shout. I would say if you need the cash instead of Alderete or Reinildo. Hi Radim Brown. Hi again. Start Hill or Krupi. Thanks. That's tough. That's tough. Hill is pretty decent for defensive contribution, so I would be tempted also to start him. But over Krupi, who's an attacker, I think that I will start Krupi, in all honesty, but both have a decent fixture. Any leaks with 22 minutes to go? Not yet, not yet. You cash edit, sorry about that. Bro, what is the news regarding Palmer and Enzo? There is no news new. We didn't know so far. Chelsea played in Champions League against Napoli, and then they are going to have a really important game against Arsenal midweek this week. So Palmer subbed in the second half against Napoli, played really good, got 2 assists, I think. Palmer is definitely going to start, I think, for Chelsea. Now, is he going to play 90 minutes? I don't know that. Is Enzo going to start? I'm not sure about that because he could be benched, he could be rested for one gaming. But anyway, I think that Enzo and Palmer are both great options for the next 4. Palmer, again, if you want to take that risk, I guess. At the moment, I'm not going to buy Palmer in my own team, so take that as you will. I started also Paul. What do you think is the best Arsenal triple up? Gabriel Rice Saka or Gabriel Rice Timber? Gabriel Rice Timber at the moment. Now, for what's worth, for all the people who kept Saka, I would just keep him for now. I would not use a transfer just to sell Saka to Rice. I think that Saka is a better pick than Rice this gaming. I think that he's a better captaincy option than Rice in a double game week, which probably we're going to get for Arsenal in game week 26. So, but the best trio, if we talk about value, about points, about anything else, is Rice, Timber, Gabriel, because I think the double Arsenal defense is a no-brainer, best defense in the league, and Rice is on set pieces. Arsenal score a lot of goals from the set pieces, so yeah, good for DEFCON. But if you have Saka in your team, probably I would just keep. Bro, start Thiago or Anderson. I have the same benching dilemma as you can see. P chance like you. At the moment, I'm starting Thiago because he's a penalty taker over Elliot Anderson. It's a close decision, definitely, because Anderson is definitely going to get 4 or 5 points, something like that, or 3 maybe. And with Thiago, you don't know if he's going to do anything against Aston Villa away. But I'm starting Thiago. I'm starting Thiago over Elliot Anderson. Um, Kai Havertz is back. Does he become an option at some point? I think that it is a little bit too early, Hello Zval, to discuss about that. I mean, they have Gabriel Jesus, they have Gyökeres, they have Havertz. Is Havertz going to play all the games, 90 minutes every game? Probably not. Trossard could play as a number 9, I guess. Merino could play as a number 9. So at the moment, I think it is a little bit too early to discuss about Havertz. But yeah, for sure, he could become an option at some point if all the other players are going to get injured or something like that. Hi, Mr. Blanky. Thanks a lot for joining. Should I take a -4 for Cunha to Bruno? I wouldn't take the -4. I would just buy Bruno next game for free if you want. Moti, honestly, I think that Bruno is a very good option, but I'm not sure if he's -4 worthy. If you're captaining him, I guess that's fine. If you take the -4 and captain Bruno, but other than that, I would try to avoid that -4. Captain Saka, Haaland or Bruno Fernandes. Currently, I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes, so but Saka is also a nice shout. But I would go with Bruno because we know that he's on penalties for sure. Who would you start, O'Reilly, Anderson, or Collins? Because I don't really like the headache of O'Reilly, if he's going to start or not, if he's going to play, how many minutes. Probably I would just start Collins personally. P chance. How do you think the Spurs City game will go? Thinking of captaining Semenyo or Gabriel? I think that it's a really tricky game and really tricky game to predict. Spurs are really unpredictable team. They are beating Man City every year. Somehow, I think that definitely Spurs are going to defend really well. Thomas Frank is going to make them do that in a way, and they're going to counter attack. So City are going to have the possession. Definitely, they're going to try to attack. Are they going to destroy the Spurs defense? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think that I would be captaining Semenyo if you have other options like Bruno, Haaland. But probably instead of Gabriel, probably I would captain Semenyo myself. But yeah, I'm not sure how the game is going to go. Could end up 0-0, could be 4-3 to Spurs. Anything could happen basically. So you send me a team. Waris, let's look at it. XTI, I'm not sure if you are still here, but you send me also your team with no comments. Pick 4, Mukiele, Gabriel, Chaloba, Saka, Enzo, Bruno Rice, Ekitike, Haaland, Krupi. Really nice team. Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with it. Pick Dubravka versus Pickford is interesting, but probably I will start Pickford myself. Yeah. Yeah. Really good team. 28k already done minted to Kevin Dewsbury Hall. Thoughts? Decent transfer. Saliba, Richard, Chaloba, Raya. Yeah. I like the team. Again, Bowen is not amazing. Dewsbury Hall is not amazing. Shade is not amazing for this week in particular, but they are good value players, decent players. And yeah, I would probably Bench Romero, Chow definitely, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Probably bench him myself, yeah. Hi, Adam Dine. Uh, you send me your team on Instagram. How do you think the Spurs City game will go? Hi, Dennis, I'm back. Good to see you back, Tiger Gunnar. Thanks a lot for joining again. First 11. Sanchez, Gabriel O'Reilly, Alderete. Okay, Rice, Saka, Fernandez, Wilson, Haaland, Ekitike, Thiago, bench Dubravka, Anderson, Dorgu with 2 free transfer. Any suggestions? We have 3 Arsenal already. I mean, your team is okay. If you want to sell O'Reilly to a Chaloba, something like that, that's fine. Uh, yeah. Yeah, then I would just roll probably Blanky. I sent you both my teams on Instagram, bud. Yeah, on Insta, Joao Pedro should start, right? Ideally, I again should start, yes, but is he going to start? Honestly, I'm not sure. Personally, I don't think that Joao Pedro is going to start, because this game against West Ham is sandwiched between Napoli and Arsenal in the Carabao semi-final. So personally, I think that Joao Pedro is going to be on the bench, but I could be wrong there. So Adam Barnes, sorry if I pronounce your name incorrectly, send me his team. Uh, this is your team: Timber, Van Dijk, Richards. I will start those 3. 5 free transfers, okay. Saka, Foden, and Jay, Gordon, Wilson, Haaland, Thiago, Obi. Now, I would sell Gordon to Rogers in the first place, probably. Uh, and then, yeah, you could upgrade and Foden also probably to Enzo Fernandez, and maybe upgrade Dorgu to Gabriel probably. I would definitely buy Gabriel this week. Adam Barnes. So yeah, I'm not sure if you're still on the stream, but buy Gabriel, Rogers, Enzo probably, because you need to have Gabriel definitely for the future. And Peter also sent me his team. Uh, and Jack also sent me his team. I'm not sure if he's on the stream. I'm back. Thanks a lot, The Office. Hi, Seaman. Hello. Is Thiago to Evan Nilsson good move? Can do Joao Pedro because I have Guyo as the third choice player. I wouldn't even buy Joao Pedro, honestly, instead of Thiago. If you kept Thiago this long, like me, I just don't see the point of selling him right now because, yes, he's going to have 3 rubbish fixtures, but after that, the fixtures are really good for Brentford. So I would just be tempted to keep Thiago because if you're going to sell Thiago to Evan Nilsson and buy him back in gaming 27 or 8, then that's not the best usage of transfers, I think. We have 10 minutes till the deadline. I'm 0-2 short though. Then just buy Gabriel and I don't know, decide between Rogers and Enzo Fernandez. Which one do you want more? Smart marketing solutions. Would you do Soboslai to Enzo? Yeah, yeah, I would do it. Now, bear in mind, there's a chance Enzo could be even benched or have his minutes reduced this game week only because they have an important game midweek against Arsenal, as I said before, in the Carabao Cup semi-final. But I just think, I mean, if you're scared to do that, yeah, I sold Soboslai to Rice personally last night. Any leagues for Chelsea? Not yet. Start two out of Krupi, Cunha, Wilson. Jack, I think that I answered that question before. I will start Cunha and Krupi and bench Wilson. Did you get any leak? Not yet. Hello, mate. Hi, Hitesh Gewali. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for some leaks, but nothing yet. Krupi or Thiago to play? Probably Thiago. Thanks, man. No problem, Adam. Thanks a lot for joining. Michesi, good week to bench boost. Have Dubravka, Krupi, Cash, Esteve. I mean, I guess it's okay, but it's not an amazing bench boost, let's say. So again, you could, if you want to get rid of the bench boost, you could, but not great. Cunha and Krupi, Jack, I would start. Would you do Soboslai to Enzo? Probably yes. Smart marketing. Paris Manji. Don't know why all are buying João Pedro. He's not even guaranteed to start. Personally, I don't think that João Pedro is going to start, but yeah, I get the temptation. You're buying João Pedro for the next four, not just for this fixture. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Quick question. Good week to bench boost. I have Dubravka. Again, he's okay. Michesi, as I said before, but not the best. Not the best bench boost, I would say. Should I go for Chow against Tarkovsky? No, I would just play Tarkovsky, Nisar Garaya. Is Enzo starting? Again, I suspect Enzo is going to start, but he could be rested. Again, I can guarantee you that he's going to start. His minutes definitely. Just don't think that he's going to play 90 minutes. But yeah, I hope Liverpool win and keeping clean sheet. I hope so. That as well. Ame Tarfe, Harry Wilson versus Bruno Guimaraes versus Lacroix. Who should I start? I would just start Harry Wilson, I think. Would you bench boost with Tarkovsky, Jay Gardner, and Verbruggen? I also have João Pedro in my starting 11. With João Pedro in your starting 11, I don't know. I'm not sure if he's going to start, honestly. That's all I can say. But Tarkovsky, Jay Gardner, Verbruggen, I mean, it's okay. It's okay to bench boost if you don't have any other plan to bench boost later on or double gaming or something like that. Is okay if you want to get rid of it, but yeah, it's okay if you want to use it. That's all I can say. I can't say to you, yeah, use it. This is going to be the best bench boost you're going to get all season because it is also really unpredictable cheap. What gaming is good for wildcard? Personally, I'm going to wildcard 32 probably. That's the most popular strategy you're going to see for a lot of people because that's when we will have all the information, almost at least all the information about the doubles, the blanks, and yeah, it works for my team. Yeah, I went Dorgo to Gabriel and Foden to Enzo. Nice. That's a really good usage of 2 free transfers, I think. Adam, do I buy Chalobah for O'Reilly? If you want to get definitely at some point you need to get rid of O'Reilly, and Chalobah is one of the best defenders you can buy for the next four. Haaland has scored only 1 goal in previous 6 games, but I think Spurs is that team who can bring anyone in form, so backing him as captain. Yeah, again, I agree with that. I agree with that. Thoughts on Semenyo captain? It's okay, but I prefer Haaland or Bruno Fernandes. What about Gibbs White against Trossard? What? Who to start? I mean, I probably will start Morgan Gibbs White because I don't know if Trossard is going to start. So Solskjaer, Bayern, if you want to go super different, Semenyo is fine. I think that he's going to start for what's worth. But I don't know. I think that there are better captaincy options. Pedro Neto is an option. He is definitely a nice differential. Igor Nikolic, but I don't know. I prefer Palmer, Enzo, Chaloba, Sanchez. What to do with Saka? Tempted to double up United, but Arsenal double gaming surely. But with Rice doubling up, Arsenal definitely. If you have Saka in your team, I would just keep him for now. See if Arsenal are going to double and reassess. Because if Arsenal double and you have Saka, he's probably the best captaincy option in that game week. See, man. Who would you start, Lefe or Thiago? Probably Enzo Lefe. Probably Enzo Lefe with that fixture. Yeah, no leaks. No leaks, guys. We have 3 minutes, so probably we're not going to get any. Oh, this deadline stream ended up really fast. Do you think it's too risky going with 0 Chelsea? My attackers are Bruno, Rice, Emmanuel Anderson, Haaland, Thiago, Ekitike, and I don't want to sell any of them. Your team is fine. It is a little risky, I guess, because a lot of people are going to have Chelsea players. Definitely all those people who wildcarded, but it's not essential to have Chelsea players. So I like your options. Watkins play? I'm not sure. I would say no because he has a little injury doubt. Ivor, do you think Kevin Dewsbury Hall will start? I think that yes, but his minutes could be managed. Moby the one. Rogers takes penalties. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but it is a possibility definitely, and I'm hopeful, hoping that's going to be the case. But it's not that easy. Let me just finish my team. So, Bruno captain, Haaland vice captain, Dubravka on my bench, Anderson, Lacroix. Yeah. This is going to be my team. Dalot or Wilson. I would start... Dalot, I think. Adam, but yeah. Play Virgil van Dijk or Richards. As you can see from my screen, I'm playing Van Dijk over Lacroix. So yeah, I would say Van Dijk. Tuanzebe. Start Alderete or Anderson. For sure I would start Alderete. What do you think, Gabriel captain? Nice differential, nice punt. Good luck. Hopefully it's going to work for you. Thank you, mate. No problem. What is Manji? You send me another team. I would sell Foden to Bruno Fernandes. And O'Reilly to a cheap defender if you can do that. Make sure you lock in your team, guys. Start Wilson or Anderson. I think that Anderson slightly. Check my friend's team. Thank you, May. No problem. Make sure you lock in your teams, guys, because we have 10 seconds, something like that. Yeah, the deadline has passed. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. We're going to still be here for to see the team sheets. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Leave a like on your way out if you're leaving the stream. Hit that subscribe button also if you're new around here. And good luck, everyone, this gaming. Have a nice weekend. We're still going to remain here a little bit after the deadline to see the teams. And yeah. Just a second. Hoping for less damage also. Good luck to you. Thanks a lot. Where is Manji? Decided to keep Bruno G. Hopefully Haaland punishes everyone going against him. I mean, yeah, I hope he's not going to punish me, but yeah, good luck everyone. 39 likes. Let's try to get to 40 now. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Yeah. Okay. Ugh. So let's see if we have anything on Twitter. So let's see if everyone captain Bruno Fernandes. Bro, do you think going for triple Arsenal defense before Arsenal double can be decent? As I'm thinking about Calafiori. Triple Arsenal defense, I don't mind it. Again, you could go more wrong than that. They are not amazing in attack at the moment, so I still think that the best trio would be with two defenders and Rice. But if you have three Arsenal defenders, I don't mind that at all. I think that's okay. That's a good strategy also. So yeah, everyone on FPL Twitter is captaining Bruno Fernandes. I'm curious about the effective ownership of Haaland. Hi, Beachcove. Thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. Yeah, everyone captain Bruno Fernandes, so no pressure, Bruno. Yeah, it's real. Everyone captain Bruno Fernandes. The most exciting game for this game will be City Spurs, as most people have sold Foden and gone against Haaland in captaincy. Yeah, I mean the most interesting for me is going to be Liverpool because I have Van Dijk Ekitike, and also Man United because I have captain Bruno Fernandes. So hopefully City lose 1-0 that game against Spurs. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Definitely is going to be a really important one in terms of what's going to happen this game. Who knows? The Spurs is unpredictable. Yeah, it's really unpredictable. I just hope that if Haaland does something, it's going to be small damage, I would say, for my team. But yeah, I'm fully aware Haaland could just score a hat trick easily as that. After everybody, after a lot of people sold him, a lot of people didn't captain him. Yeah, it would be totally FPL. But let's see what's going to happen. So we're waiting for Brighton Everton lineups, Leeds Arsenal, and Wolverhampton Bournemouth. I have 3 players playing at 3 p.m. UK time. Odegaard doesn't start. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, Hello Zvire. Good luck, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Interesting to see the AO of Haaland and Bruno. Yeah, for sure. So let's just see. Is Odegaard not starting? But who does? Kai Havertz, maybe? Eze, maybe? We're going to find out soon. Anyway, I just hope Rice starts, though. Because that would be a stupid transfer for me. Soboslai to Rice and now Rice to not play. Finally, a Haaland captainer. My trumps for this game: Bowen, Shade, Kevin Dewsbury, Hall, and Florian Wirtz. Nice, nice. Good luck with that. If Bowen is going to score for you, that's going to be a very nice outcome for you because a lot of people probably bought Chaloba, Arsenal, Chelsea defenders. So good luck. Good luck. I hope that Chelsea concedes for what's worth. I don't have any Chelsea defender, so yeah, 2 minutes, and we're going to see the lineups for Arsenal. Let's see. For what's worth, I hope that Timber doesn't start, as his ownership is huge and his every gaming Timber is a pain for me. Let's just move to Arsenal. But I also have Chaloba. Okay. I mean, still, Bowen scoring is not going to hurt your rank. I think it's going to help your rank. Better to get Bowen points than Chaloba points. So any minute now, Arteta, if you can drop the lineups. Captain Palmer, that's really bold. Come on. I did already to Timber this week. Good luck. Good luck. For what's worth, I think that Timber is going to start. Bichkov, so. Okay. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Mane starts for Wolves. I think that's it we're interested in. Timber starts. Rice starts. So Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié. So Calafiori is on the bench today. Rice, Zubimendi, Havertz, Saka, Trossard, Gyökeres. Okay. Okay. So I guess Rice is going to play a much more deeper role. That's not great for me, but yeah. White, Odegaard, Jesus, Eze, Martinelli, Madueke, Calafiori on the bench. So not a lot, not a lot of surprises. Not a lot of surprises for Arsenal, I guess. Just Calafiori and Odegaard not starting, I guess it's a surprise. Brighton, Welbeck is starting. Minte is on the bench. Van Heck is starting. And Everton, O'Brien, Tarkovsky, Keane, Braithwaite. Okay, so they are starting all three of them. Okay. Well, didn't expect that, honestly. So Keane, Tarkovsky, Braithwaite. Is Braithwaite going to play as a right back or is it three center back formation? Dewsbury Hall starting, Jae, Barry, Garner also starting, Armstrong. Okay, okay. For Bournemouth, Krupi starting, Evan Nilsson is starting, Hill with Senesi, Trafford, Jimenez also starting. Yeah, okay. Ryan is on the bench, Diakite is on the bench. Yeah, okay, so not a lot of surprises today. Rodon, Gudmundsson, Calvert-Lewin, Stach. Everyone is starting basically this gaming, so yeah, no surprises. Okay, Everton doing Everton things, playing 4CB. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, no surprises yet. Keen owners a little bit lucky, I would say, for him to start. But yeah, having Arsenal double defense will benefit or not if Arsenal kept a clean sheet. Of course, it's going to benefit you if Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet. Not for double Arsenal defense to not be useful for you would need most people to have three Arsenal defenders, which I don't think that's the case at the moment. So yeah, double, of course. If you're like me and you have Raya, Gabriel, both of them, let's say, are going to score 6 points, and Timber is going to get 20 points. That's not amazing. That's not amazing. But keeping a clean sheet is okay for us. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. 39 likes. Let's try to get to 40. And yeah, I think that we're going to end it here. Thanks a lot for your support, for every like, for every comment. If you watch my videos, it is really much appreciated and it is really much helpful for you. Um, so yeah, thanks a lot. All the best. Good luck this gaming. I'm going to see you real soon with more content during the week. Yeah, FPL is back. Let's hope for some green arrows. Have a nice weekend and yeah, take care. All the best. Bye.